guy was pushed fixing his friend's tire. He was in Chavaydim, and he went to Atzol, Shmira Vizeh, and he came late to shul. And Halacha Vav in סימן י"ד speaks about somebody coming late to shul. If somebody came, he came late. He came late to shul. But the minyan already started. And if he starts davening with the minyan Kitzur, he starts from the beginning. He won't make it to davening Shmona Esrei, which is that's the ikr to daven with the minyan. Alkei, and therefore, what does he do? He could skip around a bit, like we're going to explain. But there's something very important. A person has to make sure that he won't come to put himself in a situation that will be skipping around in davening. There's 3 brachas in B'rachas HaShachar that have to be said before davening. Yedיים, neshama. That's what he says. That's the seder. By us, the seder is yedיים and neshama and but whatever it may be, the 3 brachas have to be said before davening. These 3 at least have to be said from B'rachas HaShachar, like it's explained in סימן Zayin. If he didn't see these 3 brachas in his house, when he comes to shul, he has to say it in shul. And even if he's going to come to be ma'achir and he won't be able to daven with the minyan, he says in the halacha you have to say these 3 brachas at least, even if you won't be coming to daven with the minyan. She's achir in the spalim atzibur, v'gam kriya shema, and also kriya shema in b'rachas shacharis tzadich la'amrim nafka koydem shmona esrei. Shema and b'rachas kriya shema also have to be said before shmona esrei. There's no skipping straight to shmona esrei. B'rachas kriya shema and shema have to be said before shmona esrei. The Hainu she asked the B'rachas Yitzarei, he's probably could say that the Achar Shmona Esrei B'lishum have. You could say Baruch Atah Yitzarei B'rachas Hakel, and from there and on you can continue into Shema and the Shmona Esrei, but Yitzarei has to be said. Kedei lahasmir gula l'tfilah the Hainu Gal Yisrael the Shmona Esrei, and we know there's this idea of gula l'tfilah from Gal Yisrael you go straight into Shmona Esrei. Avu Shara Brachas. But all the other brachas, the Seder, the Psukei de Zimra, and the Seder, exactly how you're going to say Psukei de Zimra, he says you could say it after Shmona Esrei, or you could say it after. It's not Maki. But Bracha of B'rachas Neshama and Shema and Baruch She'amar and Shtabach, you should say them before Shmona Esrei. Li B'rachas Baruch She'amar Yishtabach Yochel Omerim Gam La'achar Atfilah. Everything besides Baruch She'amar Yishtabach B'rachas Neshama and Kriyashma could be said after Shmona Esrei. Halacha Zayin. V'lochein, and therefore La'achar She'amar Baruch, after he says the 3 brachas, he said the 3 brachas of B'rachas HaShachar. And he's got his leil. He niach to put on his talis and tefillin. He said the brachas, put on talis and Imu or ki ein lo yizman shi yuchal hagi at least Baal Shmona Esrei imat tzibur elo shi yidalig v'yaskal b'rachas Yitzarei. He sees that he won't have enough time. He has to go straight to Yitzarei. He can't say Yishtabach or Baruch She'amar or anything in the middle. So he says Yitzarei and he starts davening with the minyan. What happens all of a sudden? He said Yitzarei and he sees that he does have time. The Chaparayin Abyssal in Yonim over there before coming into Shema and Shmona Esrei. You should start from there. And if he has time, if he has time, if he doesn't have time, he starts from Yitzarei. If he does have time, he should say Baruch She'amar. That's if he has time. The Hainu. And he should say also the idea of Shem Kachir Lo'ilam Vod. He says from Tila L'David till the end of Shem Kachir Lo'ilam Vod. And then also you should say Yishtabach. If he has more time, Yemar Gam Halaluka, the short Halaluka, Tol Kalan Neshama the Halal Yudke, Halaluka, Halalu Kelba Kachri, Tol Kalan Neshama, Halal Yudke Halaluka. If he has more time, he should say Im Yesh Leitzman Yisr Yemar Gam Halaluka, Halaluka As Hashem Min Hashemayim Yemer. He says Min Hashemayim, the first Halaluka. If he has more time, you can continue into the other halalukas. He has more time, you should start from the Baruch David and continue over there. If he has more time, you should go back to Haidu, told the words Vahu Rachem, and then from Vahu Rachem of Haidu, you should go straight to the Vahu Rachem of Ashrei. This is if you already said Baruch She'amar, of course, because in the other Siddurim they start from Baruch She'amar. But by us, we have Baruch She'amar in middle, after we already started Haidu. She says you can say Haidu from, you go to Haidu, then you say Vahu Rachem, V'yidaleg ad Vahu Rachem Shekoidem Ashrei V'sham Yasmer. And if it's on a case that he's in Shabbos Yom Tov, and there's more mizmodim that we add in davening on Shabbos Yom Tov, there's a lot more stuff over there from the beginning of davening. If he doesn't have time to say it, as I call him, the psukim that you mention every day, if you don't have enough time, and it's Shabbos Yom Tov. So the psukim that you say every single day, they are tadir. Those are the ones that you should be makbid to say before you say the mizmaidim of Shabbos. And if he has more time, you could also add some of the other stuff from Shabbos. Nearly the Shabbos Yom Tov, the ones that we say on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Now he says, nearly the Shabbos Yom, we can put him on Shabbos Yom, we can put him Mizmor Shir L'Yom Shabbos, the Mizmor Shir that we say on Shabbos Yom Tov and Yom Kippur, Hal Agadol and the Hal Agadol, the Halalukas that we mentioned. Shehu Hoydul Amayaki Toy V'chulu. These are stuff that are makdim to anything else. These are things that you have to say on Shabbos, Yom Tov, Yom Kippur, the basics. Mizmor Shir, the Mizmor Shir, the Yom Shabbos, and the Hal Agadol have to be said. These are koidim to any other things. V'sha'ar Yom Tovim, Hal Agadol Avad Ikdimu. And Sha'ar Yom Tovim, besides Shabbos, Yom Kippur, the main idea is the Hal Agadol. And after that is the Mizmor of Lam Natzeach. After that, Lam Natzeach L'Dov Bashnoisei. Then you have Tfilah L'Moshe. All the Mizmoides and all the Psukim. If he has time on the Shari Yom Tovim, he could say them before Yishtabach. And after he finishes Shmanes, the Yashtim Kol Ma'ach Idilik. So after he finishes davening, after Shmanes, after davening, he should be mashlim everything else that he didn't say in davening. If he didn't say Baruch She'amar and Yishtabach, he can't make it up after davening. Yoiser the spal b'fnei atzmi kiseder sinus uvechavona. And if he sees that if he goes right now, he jumps straight to Yitzhak, he still won't make it to the minyan. So he says very simply, daven from the beginning, like I mentioned, say all the words and have kavona and daven siru every word for word, like we mentioned before, like counting money. Somebody comes to Shabbat Zibra and maskil and spal, and the minyan started the davening the zimra. He doesn't have a talus to film. He's waiting for someone to bring his talus to film. He should start davening with the minyan. It's not in the case that somebody came late to the minyan, but he's in shul and he wants to daven with the minyan Shemona Esrei, but he doesn't have talus to film. So he says he could start davening without his talus to film. When the tefillin comes, so he should put it on. And the bracha, he says, when do you make the bracha? He says you make the bracha after Yoitzer Eid V'Rei Choshech. Yanich la'achar yishtabach, sorry, koydem bracha Yoitzer Eid v'yivarech aleim. You have to say it before, between Yoitzer Eid, between Yoitzer Eid and between Yoitzer Eid and Yishtabach. You're allowed to make a hefsek. Over there, you're allowed to put on the tefillin and make a bracha. Be'ikar, we're talking about making the bracha between Yisrael and Yishtabach. You should make a bracha abba b'emtza p'sukei de zimra, also levarech aleim between p'sukei de zimra. It is forbidden. It is also to make a bracha on talis and tefillin. And if he's afraid that if he puts it on, he's going to miss davening with the minyan. He could skip from skip that part of from hoidu till ashrei, so he'll have enough time to put on his talis until and daven and be with the minyan. Or he could also skip from Vayesha to Yishtabach. He should only say the Mizmayim Ikram, which we mentioned in the halacha before. That he should have enough time to put on the tefillin, the talis and tefillin, after Yishtabach, before Yotzer, and before the Chazan starts Kaddish. So, and the good day here in this safe is that if somebody wants to daven with the minyan and he doesn't have talis and tefillin and he's afraid that he's going to miss the minyan, if he doesn't start right now without his talis and tefillin, he could put on talis and tefillin. He makes the bracha after Yishtabach, before Yotzer, before the Chazan says Kaddish, before the Chazan starts Kaddish. And if he's afraid that if the time that it takes him to put on tefillin, he's going to miss the davening with the minyan, he gives you two options. Or you could skip from the V'hu Rachem of Hoidu till the V'hu Rachem of Ashrei, or you could skip the Vayesha till Yishtabach. Ad kan Siman Yudal.